Good evening. Welcome to my live stream. So glad you are here. My name is Audrey. Welcome to my studio. And yeah, it's been a while, you guys. The last time I was here, I was let's see. It was like, yeah, last Monday. So yeah, it's been a while. So welcome back. Today I'm thinking of, yeah, continuing my mixed media journey. It's been a lot of fun. I think it's a great way for me to just kind of loosen up and not have so much pressure. So today, I wanted to paint some birds. What do you guys think? Some birds. Hi, Linda. Thanks for being here. Yeah, I really felt like, birds have, well, so birds are easier than four-legged animals, right? At least in my mind, because birds only have two legs that you have to work with, but their body shapes are more or less very similar, right? Whereas, yeah, any four-legged animal, like depending on how they're turned or, if they're standing on their hind legs or something, like everything, you have to readjust everything, right? So I feel like for birds, it's more or less, yeah, just kind of focusing on the general shape. So yeah, I thought about doing flowers because, of course, spring flowers, but I did do some flowers over the here, let me make some room. Yeah, so I did do some flowers during the past week or so. Um, yeah, I really like this little bouquet. That was kind of fun to do. I also thought about doing some glass vases, and mostly because, I was kind of inspired by what I did last time on the live stream doing, plant pots. And yeah, vases are also a great subject for just practicing values. So making sure that your lights are really bright and, highlighted, and then making sure the darks are very dark and in the shadows. So yeah, I don't know. And then on this page, I think I wanted to do just like, I don't know, spring items, like spring themed items or something like that. Yeah. Thank you, Linda. Yeah, so I don't know, it's kind of all over the place, but that's the beauty of a sketchbook, right? It doesn't have to be perfect. I really did like this page though. Before I had all the squares just empty, but then I went back and then I started coloring it in with my color pencil just because I got a little bored. And I was like, let's make this background a little bit more interesting. So I'm going to do that while we chat for a little bit, and then maybe I'll do some of the birds. But for the birds, I think I'm going to keep using these clean color real brush pens. I'm going to grab some, yeah, grab some colors and go with that. But yeah, let me know how your weeks are going. Yeah, anything new that you've painted or created recently that you're really proud of. I know some of you are trying mixed media, some of you are mostly just watercolor, and that's okay. I'm just curious. I don't, like, if any of you are curious, so I do publish, or I used to, I don't really do that anymore, but I used to publish online courses, and, I did mostly watercolor, and I don't, plan on releasing like a mixed media class or anything like that. For me, mixed media is more for my sketchbook and just, exploring and having fun with that. I mean, I might still do mixed media for like my shop collection or yeah, like stuff like that, or art prints, But in terms of like teaching it, like I feel like I'm still very much a beginner. So I'm gonna leave that up to the pros. It's not like there aren't mixed media artists out there. So yeah. Hi, Sherry. Thanks so much for being here. Ooh, Linda, still working on your 100-day project. What day are you on? And I feel like you've told me this before, but what are you like painting or creating? I'd love to know. Okay, wow, I just used up all the color, but that's good. Gives me a reason to go sharpen it, and that's the whole point of your supplies to get used, right? I always feel guilty when I get new supplies and I'm like, I still haven't used the old ones. Anyway, oh my goodness. So remember the crayon boxes that I had before? So I found this when I was cleaning up my basement last week or last weekend, and I found this little organizer, this wooden organizer that I used to use for my market events. But look how like perfectly it fits my little crayons. Like it fits it perfectly and it fits all 48 like with a little bit of wiggle room. So now I'm using this instead of the crayon boxes because the crayon boxes, I mean, it was nice, but it didn't, like it didn't stand up well on its own, or I had to like, I don't know, put it in another container. So I was like, this is not helpful. So now I have, this is kind of like my mixed media little, I don't know, kit and caboodle. So I have my favorite clean color brush colors here, a lot of my actually just a handful of my Tombow dual brush pens. I don't know why I have these colors specifically, it doesn't matter. And then my color pencils here. So yeah, you might see me using this a lot more. I don't remember where I got this wooden organizer though. I want to say Michael's, but I really don't know. Like knowing me, oh actually it is from Michael's. Yeah, the tag is still on here. Okay, wow, Linda, day 89. Congratulations. Wow, you were almost there. You were almost there. 11 more days. Wow. Sherry, I've been doing some watercolor flowers. I'm trying to figure out what to do next in oils. Ooh, well, what have you been studying in oils? Like landscapes or, still life or portraits? I'd love to know. Okay. Yeah, oils is something that I don't know if I will ever get into. And let's be honest, like, do I really need to? I did buy a pack of oil pastels though, right? So there's that. So I feel like I'm kind of close. But yeah, do I really need them? Probably not. Yeah, Sherry, love that organizer. Need something for my markers. Yeah, so I don't know when I bought this. It was definitely before the pandemic, that's for sure. So it's definitely been a while. So I can't guarantee that it's still available, but I liked that it was short enough, right? Because these crayons are, I think, almost 4 inches. And so I really wanted a box that was 3 inches or shorter. And this is, yeah, beyond perfect. I can probably squeeze like maybe 3 more colors. 3 more colors maybe? Okay. All right. Well, yeah, let's do some birds. I'm just going to turn some music on because, to be honest, this week was a little bit stressful and I just kind of want to zone out. So if you want to paint some birds with me or create some birds with me, let's do it. Sorry, let me fix my manual focus here. Let me zoom in just a bit. Okay. Yeah, so I'm feeling a little stressed. So I think I'm just gonna kind of zone out and paint. Let's do it. I'll see you in a bit. Okay. Sherry, you did a landscape and it's still live. And the next, someone in your group is working on a self-portrait, but that seems so hard. Maybe a pet portrait. Ooh, yeah, I think that would be a lot of fun. I have a lot of difficulty with figures, that's for sure. And it's mostly because I didn't take any formal art classes. So I didn't do any, figure drawings of people, let alone animals. So yeah, I have a hard time. So that's why even my birds look a little bit wonky, but that's okay. So this went pretty fast. So I think I'm gonna do another set. This time I'm gonna do a gray undertone. But this was so much fun. So I'm just gonna keep doing a couple more shapes. Maybe I can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, maybe 5 more shapes on this side. Like these are just so cute. So yeah, I'm just really trying to like keep it very loose, using a lot of water. Just keeping my shapes, yeah, very loose. I love dipping these pens in water. I tried to dip my Tombow pens in the water and it didn't have the same effect. So I don't know if this is just a, you know, just a uh, just a thing for these brush pens, but I noticed, yeah, I noticed that with the Tombow dual brush pens, it wasn't quite the same. So that was interesting. I'm trying to find some. I'm looking up birds that have like slightly different like body shapes or body formation. Oh, this one's kind of interesting. Okay. I feel like the water really helps just not only dilute the color, but also to spread out the color. This one will be interesting to do. There's so many like cute, tiny little birds. Ooh, let's do this like hummingbird. Wait, no, hummingbirds have like a lot of details. I'm just a little intimidated. I mean, they're super cute, but I'm gonna try to, I'm trying to keep it simple, you know? Okay. All right, can I squeeze one more? Meh, I'll just do it with these 4. That's plenty. Yeah, I really like doing these because it really helps me just kind of focus on the details rather than, or no, it helps me, let me see what I'm trying to say. So sometimes I say, like, don't get lost in the details, or we obsess over details. So what I like about this process is that, like, you're just kind of doing the same thing over and over again, just change up the color or change up the brush stroke or, something like that. And so I feel like in that sense, it simplifies the details, if that makes sense. I feel like that makes no sense, but hopefully you know what I mean, yeah, somehow like I'm able to, yeah, just kind of simplify the details and just really focus on just adding enhancing details. Actually, since these are cool toned, let's get some blues and right? So like even for these wings, I can just kind of simplify them and that's it. You know? Oops, that one has 4 toes. And, you know, also if you wanted to, you could definitely add, let's see, what color is this? Like you could definitely add, you know, a branch. Right? So anyway, thank you, Linda. Yeah, this is so much fun so far. Let's see. Okay, this one was the one that looked a little bit complicated, but let's see if we can do this. So I'm gonna add right, so it looks like the head is like there. Let's see. Let's see, it's a brighter teal kind of color. Okay, let's add a little bit of a shadow underneath the head. In the example photo that I see, it has a yellow underbelly. Oh my gosh, look how fun that is. It just like brightens up everything. Love that. Okay, the feet are definitely messed up, but that's okay. Without any legs, he looks like a seal. Yeah, he could, but that's why it's important to add in those feathers. Oh, before I colored him. Yes, that too, for sure. All right, last but not least, let's do another bluish greenish one. I really like this, color, like letting the color of the base just kind of determine, like what you do. Let's see what it looks like with a little bit of purple underneath. Yeah, look at this bright purple belly. Let's grab another purple. I like this. I'm not loving this eye, so let me try to fix that a little bit. And then I'm going to add, actually, where's my white? Ugh, it's like buried under in there. Well, later on I can just add some highlights to that. Oh, fun. Wait, this is actually like, yeah, just some little dots here and there. Mmm. How fun was this? Oh, wait. Well, then I'm going to make its face a little bit brighter and darken its face as well, or eyes. Let me go back to this one and add just a little bit more. So what I love about these pens is that you can, go over it with go over the Neocolor to watercolor crayons and then you blend these, Remember how I tried to do that with the alcohol markers and it kind of worked? So this is the same concept, but this one works even better because this is actually water-based and those crayons are also water-based. This bird looks like he's in a hurry. He's like running late for something. Ah, you guys, this is so much fun. Okay. Well, stress-free and just playing with mixed media. This is what it's all about. Just getting used to, I don't know, just focusing on shapes, focusing on, value, right? The lightness or darkness of a color, and focusing on base shapes has, really helped me to just kind of let go and like really allow your imagination to take over. And I think that's actually, you know what? That's probably what I was trying to say earlier. Like making room for your imagination, right? Like if you start out with too many details in the beginning, then, or if you think too far ahead about the details, right? It's kind of hard to like make room for imagination. But when I started with those, you know, tan and gray blobs, right? The world's your oyster, right? You can do almost anything with them. So, I mean, while I did look at some, you know, reference photos and stuff, like it was just to kind of give me an idea of where should the beak go, you know, and the eyes, and how should the feathers look. But more than anything, yeah, I really just let my imagination go. And I think there's more that I could probably do. Like I could probably do some more mark making, or maybe I can add, you know what, let's just do it. Like I can just add like a little crown, you know, for that little bird. Like that's kind of fun. Yeah, and I think these markers are perfect because the bristles, you know, come to a really fine point. And so if you just use the thin bristles, like you can just get very, very detailed lines. Yeah. Oh, wow. Really like this. Yeah, Sherry, you got a set of the clean color markers to use them for the first time for some flowers. Just copying what I done in watercolor. Yeah, you like them. The markers, the flowers need some work. That's okay. Yeah. And again, like some people say that they use these for calligraphy, but if you watch my review video, I don't really like them for calligraphy. I feel like the way that the bristles bend, I don't think they're meant for calligraphy. I think they are meant for lettering. And there's a slight difference, right? Lettering is like drawing letters, and you can be very creative with that, right? But whereas calligraphy, like these bristles really need to bounce back the correct way or in a very proper way. So yeah, so I don't recommend it for calligraphy. Like I can show you right now. I'll try to write, I don't know, fantasy birds or something, or imaginary birds. I'll just say birds. So yeah, I can tell you right now I'm having a really hard time. And I think it's mostly because the tip is a little bit too flexible, you know? And so I'm having a hard time like keeping the upstrokes like really skinny. Whereas I think if I were to write this in a more graphic or lettering type style, right? Right? Like that's kind of cool, right? I mean, granted, it did kind of skip and there's some streakiness, but I feel like this is what it's more meant for, like something more graphic and like gestures rather than intentional slow calligraphy. So again, it can work, but I don't recommend it. Okay. May 22nd, 2025. Yay. Yes, you can totally just color with it too, Linda. Absolutely. Yeah, there's no wrong way to use it, but I think the only, it was just a little frustrating to me to write it with calligraphy, to write it for calligraphy, I mean. Okay, well, let me pause for my screenshot. There we go. Thank you guys. Look at this. This is so much fun. I think birds are really fun, really cool. And again, these are a lot easier than, you know, four-legged creatures. And these are completely imaginary. I mean, some of these look like, you know, a blue jay, or maybe this kind of looks like a woodpecker, you know, so there's some that kind of resemble an actual bird, but like what bird actually has all these purple and blue feathers? They probably don't exist. So yeah, let your imagination run wild. Let your sketchbook be the place where you play and have fun. And yeah, and just let loose. So thank you for joining me. Next week, well, so this weekend in the US, it's a holiday, Memorial Day, where we remember our the veterans who have fallen. And yeah, I hope you have a good time. We're like, you know, hanging out with family. A lot of people get together. I think usually like colleges are kind of done with their school, so a lot of the students are home. So I hope there's some good reunions happening. And yeah, have a good and safe weekend. And I'll see you guys next Thursday, the 29th. Okay. All right. Bye.